Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. Wow. It has been a little eventful. We will see the numbers, after this. It's been nuts. So let's go over some of the lighter news, right? The lighter news is the FBI has seized two websites, right? Two websites in San Diego, major scam websites. They're called digital asset recovery websites. Wow. Good luck with that one. They're going to jail. I really do think they're going to jail. More importantly, BlackRock says people are buying into spot ETFs, Bitcoin spot ETFs, because they're hedging against the global debt crisis. That's big. The US alone has over $35 trillion in debt. $35 trillion. And we're not the only country. Let's get that straight. We're not the only country that has that kind of a bill. We should be, gearing up for that. Tax cuts should not be on the table. The government needs to collect that money, and people need to pay their proper taxes. It's a very big deal. It's a very, very big deal. Taking taxes off the table. Yeah, we need to bring down that debt. I mean, just imagine. I mean, wasn't it Clinton that had, the budget, had the U.S. budget, even $35 trillion later. Just saying. Solana has revealed new developer enhancements. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually very cool. That's really good. However, I'd still like to know what's going on with their network. I'd still like to know what kind of gremlin is running around their network, because remember when Solana first went down, it was because of a network problem. And they never really said this is why. Again, there's a reason why Ethereum is the world's largest crypto ecosystem and not Solana. And that would be one of them. It's called transparency. When something goes wrong with Ethereum, you know about it. When something goes wrong with one of Ethereum's layer 2s, we normally know about it. Something goes wrong with Solana, we'll fix it. We'll get to it. And then it, slowly goes away. Can't have mission critical. You can run applications on there for sure, but you can't run anything mission critical, because you can't have a problem on your network that you can't put your finger on. That's a no-no. That's a big no-no. So yeah, Ethereum is the world's largest crypto ecosystem. So last night when we were talking about JP Coin, everybody was theorizing that, it has to be based on Ethereum. Like, what else are you going to base it on? Somebody came back and said, well, you forgot about Algo. And, it's true. They could have used Algo. But I think the Ethereum ecosystem is a little bit more robust. Algo can handle the speed, security, that kind of thing, right? But if you want anything else to do, anything else that you want to do, like, smart contracts or something like that, Ethereum is just more robust. That's my humble opinion. But Algo would be a viable option. Circle has introduced their stablecoin, and I meant to say this a couple of days ago, but Circle has introduced their stablecoin to Brazil and Mexico. Circle is trying to make USDC, maybe not take the title, but definitely capture more market share. They're definitely going to have to capture more market share, but that means that they need exchanges to pair USDC as much as they pair USDT. That's how that works. I mean, how many times have you held on to USDC hoping that you were going to buy something, just to find out that you have to flip that USDC to USDT to buy whatever it is you want to buy? That's a problem. I also think it was a mistake for Coinbase to say, well, you can only use USDC here. What? That's like dumb. That's the exact opposite. But, to each his own. That's what they want to do with their business. That's what they want to do with their business. I just disagree with it. I thought that was a silly move. So now you're inconveniencing people. So in the United States, where Coinbase is the biggest, Coinbase is saying, no, USDC. But around the world, it's USDT. sort of like people saying that Apple is the most popular phone out there when we all know it's Android. So, sort of like that. You get the population where you can control them the most, and you tell them that. But then when you look globally, it's kind of like, oh, so this is what's going on globally. Yeah. This is why I tell you guys you must do your own research. And it cannot be at the state level, meaning you cannot just look at the news within your own country. You have to look at the news from around the world if it's going to affect your bags. Dig in, people. Dig in. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal. What else do we have? WisdomTree launches WisdomTree Connect. You know what that's all about? Making it easier for anybody to tokenize their assets, mostly institutions, obviously, but to tokenize their assets. Wow. WisdomTree is not playing any games. Not at all. They're trying to get out there, get it done, and make sure people can move faster. RWA is going to be huge. Anyone having to do with RWA, and I think the pin play for real world assets and tokenization, the pin play for that is going to be DPINs, or decentralized physical infrastructure networks. Why? Because you're going to need that. I think those two are going to be huge. Those two will be huge. And then you have TrueX. I told you guys last night about TrueX launching a new stablecoin exchange. Unique idea. I'll give them that. The business model might actually work. Make it easier for you to find all of the stablecoins and flip to whatever stablecoin you want to flip to. Now, it doesn't make sense in your head real easy, but just think about what I just said. Some coins around the world, you have to use USDT. There is no pairing with USDC. That can happen for a lot of different coins. Even more importantly, some coins are not pegged to the dollar. So if you want to play the Forex game, there's your platform. I think there you go. So I'm going to be very interested to see how TrueX gets out there. I'm definitely interested. I'm absolutely interested. And it's being done by some former Coinbase executives. That's one of the reasons why I find it to be almost ridiculously interesting. Almost ridiculously interesting. You know, I mean, just imagine you being able to go out there and snatch up whatever stable coin you want and just really think about it. So they're going to create, if they do it right, they're going to create a big time fiat on-ramp. Yeah. If they make it easier for you to on-ramp, fiat, it's going to turn into a huge fiat on-ramp. That could be huge. Imagine what you can do if you can on-ramp fiat so easily, so quickly, just boom. That would be huge. Because then you can now you're free to figure out, well, what coin do I want? Oh, it's over here. Great. Let me go flip that real fast. What they're saying is we don't want to deal with everything. We just want to deal with stable coins. We're going to have an acute focus on stable coins. And we'll tell you the price differences between the stable coins, just because of this fiat is pegged, that fiat's pegged. So the flipping of pegged fiats, that's going to be interesting. But mostly making it easy for me to actually, hopefully cheaper, right? Cheap, fast, flip from one stable coin to another stable coin. That would be awesome. Because when you do it on some of these exchanges, it's expensive. It's very expensive. Not cool. So you'd have to figure it out. They'd have to figure it out. So I'm dying to see what the actual business model is going to be like in practice. That's going to be very interesting to me. Something else that's interesting to me that just dropped my jaw this morning. XRP and Shiba Inu are recognized by Coinbase as money and store of value assets. Let that wash over you. They're saying that XRP and Shiba Inu were built to be money. Wow. The next person that says Shiba Inu is a meme coin, I'm going to look in their face and I'm just going to laugh. That right there says not a meme. Not a meme. And I'm all for it. This is the kind of news that when you look at Shiba Inu and XRP, you're going, oh man, we need to get in on that. Now, if you say XRP, I'm actually shocked that you're not going to say Stellar, right? Similar technologies, similar use cases, except XRP went institutional and Stellar went retail. I think that's the primary difference. That might even be the only difference. But that's something I'm thinking about. But those two platforms, wow. I'm expecting to see some really positive movement on there. Really positive movement. So yeah, I'm smiling for my XRP bag. And remember, I wasn't buying XRP for a minute. And then out of the blue, I just went out and bought some more XRP. Shiba Inu, always adding. Always adding. I love Shiba Inu. Now, something else I found interesting. So we know that the SEC has a lawsuit against Coinbase. They moved the discovery date until after the election. They moved the discovery date until after the election. I don't think the move has anything to do with the election. I think it has to do with all of Gary Gensler's problems. Remember, he has 3 problems right now. Alleged misuse of assets, the whole issue with overreach. He's got to go to Congress over that. So do his commissioners, and so do former heads of the SEC. You know, high-ranking officers. And then there's the alleged misuse of funds. Oh, hiring practices, sorry. So those 3 things, he's got big problems. And things could change a lot between now and after the election. Yeah. That's a little bit more than interesting to me. A little bit more than interesting to me. And then, of course, we had a 50 basis point rate cut. I wouldn't have put money on that. I would not have put money on that. I was too much, because I told you I could make a case for 25. I can make a case for 50. But Powell decided to go bold. And here's what really surprised me. His speech thereafter was pretty much dead on. He did not send the markets reeling. So his speech was very much crafted and specific to not doing so. So that means I'm expecting the markets to move positively some more. And we'll get into the numbers in a little bit, but I mean, imagine what's going on right now. That's huge. That's huge. So I'm expecting a little bit more good news to, you know, from a numbers perspective. I mean, I've seen all the markets today. Everything was in the green. I mean, like wildly in the green. So now this is why right now I turn to the GMB crypto tracker, right? Because you know what we should do right now? We should go over the numbers. Get my notes out of your way. And we'll start with the top 25 losers on the GMB crypto tracker. And, you know, this updates every 10 minutes. I should probably change it to 5, but I think 10 is good. Let's see. Nothing. Out of the top 250 coins, you have 7 coins that are below my 5% threshold, right? So to me, they're moving. They might as well have zeros. When you come over to top 25 winners, ooh, baby. Wow. This is crazy. So SEI, 24-point move. It's got a 2.42 GMBX factor. It's 71% off its all-time high. That's big. That's big. BitTensor has a 21% move. It's 50% off its all-time high with a 0.97 GMBX factor. Very interesting. Celestia, 20%. GMBX factor of 2.32. Who else are we looking at over here? Sui, 15%. 38% off its all-time high, a 0.61 GMBX factor. Ocean Protocol, FET, both 14%, 1.93x and 1.25x respectively. I mean, just the whole list is double digits. The whole list is double digits. That's insane. Blur, 14%, GMBX factor of 23.72. No, I don't think it's going to hit that number. No, I don't. Can it hit a number between? Yes. Hit that number? I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. Avalanche, 13% upward, a 4.5 GMBX factor. Its high was 144.96. Avalanche is a tricky one, but do I think if there's a platform out there that I think could do it in this situation, it is Avalanche. Avalanche has got a lot going on. Dog with Hat up 13%. Phantom up 13% with a 1.85 GMBX factor and a 4.41 GMBX factor, respectively. That's no joke. Those are no joke numbers. Those really are no joke numbers. Today, we get initial jobless claims, Philadelphia Fed manufacturing survey. We get a little bit of information. Tomorrow, we get basically nothing. Really, everybody's just reacting to that 50-point basis cut and then looking forward to the next cut, which people are already speculating is going to be at 25, which would be interesting. You can make a case based on this one being 50. You can make a case for the next one being 50 as well, right? Really depends on the numbers, but definitely 25, maybe 50. The next meeting is 7 weeks away, so we've got time. The Fear and Greed Index is at 49. Yesterday was at 45. Before that, as low as 30. Wow. Actually, it was lower than that. I think we saw a 28 in there. Right now, total value locked up at 90. This is the first time we've cracked $90 billion in total value locked in a long time. So that's going to be interesting to watch. When you're looking at Bitcoin right now, look at that. Bitcoin is at 62,318. Look how we hit resistance. I mean, we hit support right here. There's support. And then, bam, we get the numbers. That's what's awesome. And I'm zooming in so we can actually see the volume right here. The volume's going to spike again. I supremely think volume's going to strike again, and that will be it. Right? So that's going to be a very, very big deal. And we're watching the market very tightly. The reason why I'm watching the market very tightly, I want to know when to get in and when to get out. Right now, I'm still a get in person. I'm still getting in now. Right? And here's why. We're still within my blue band. As good as this news is right here, we're still within my blue band, which is from 57,655 to 63,719. We're still operating within that tiny little space. You can have a lot of movement within that space, but really, we're really not doing anything yet. We've got to break that 63,719 and sustain right there before we can even think about hitting that 69,000, let alone going all the way up to 73,750. We got a little bit of a ways. We've got a little bit of a ways before we get there. So that's something to think about. I mean, I can't say that's uncharted territory. I really should put in something over there. 7.3. Not an alert. And I'll fix the color some other time. I'll fix the color later. But that's the one. That is the one. That's the line we have to hit. And you see how close that is? But still, we've got to bust through here, maintain here, so that we have enough energy to bust through and bust through. It's a little ways off. It's a little ways off. Looking at the big board, you can see who's green and who's not. You still have a lot of opportunity here. There's still a lot of opportunity to get into SHIB, get into Pepe if you like meme coins. Link is still good. Look at that. Link went from 10, just grew $1. That's 10%. That's 10% growth in a day. Just saying, this is what we're talking about. This is the kind of thing that we want to pay attention to, right? I mean, if you're really paying attention to what you want to buy, You should be looking at this versus their all-time highs, which is why I give you the GMBX factor, so that you actually understand this is what it'll take for this coin to hit its all-time high. Once you see that all-time high, and you can go, oh, okay, what are the odds of it making that all-time high again? That's what you're paying attention to. At least for me, when I'm looking at the numbers, that's what I'm paying attention to. Look at Sol from 130 to 138, not bad. Are we going to see 140, 145? Possible. With the news coming out about the new phone, about the new developer upgrades, we could see it. We could see 145, even 150. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if that news picks up and drives it forward. The last time Solana, offered their phone, it was a big deal. So it could be a big deal again. Just saying. And then you have, we already went over that, and then you have just the numbers. Just the numbers going straight forward. Let's just refresh the screen, because I haven't refreshed the screen in a minute. There you go, 62, 310. And then you start going down, and you just start realizing, wow, hold it. Look at Ethereum, finally. Still single digits for year to date. Look how much Bitcoin has outpaced Ethereum. There's so much consolidation in Ethereum. I think Ethereum is going to blow up. That's going to be huge. And don't forget, it was a year and a half ago, that Ethereum had outpaced Bitcoin. So you can pay attention to that. You also might want to pay attention to comparing coins. If you get stuck, you look at the GMBX factor, you look at all that stuff, because you got to have the GMBX factor to actually look at it. But if you're looking at something like that, you can actually start playing the numbers with everything that's going on, right? You can actually start to see and compare coin versus coin, specifically coin versus coin. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm looking for Toncoin to make a move, and it is. I'm looking for Toncoin. If it just has a little bit of good news right now, Toncoin could actually go over $6 again, which is where we want it to be. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmanbag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, become a big bagger, become a member. Why? Because membership has its benefits. Do you know that big baggers meet once a month? We had our first one this past Sunday, and it was awesome. Our next one will be on a Friday, probably the third Friday of October. Give or take. Second or third Friday is what I'm thinking. I have to get on a schedule so I can just set everything up. But I'm thinking of every X day of the month, we'll have it. And it's great. It's a lot of fun. We learn from each other. We teach each other. It's great fun. And if you're a true investor or want to become a true investor, be a big bagger. Anyway, everybody, I hope you have a good one and enjoyed my show. Have a good one. Bye-bye.